Alright. Welcome to the single faction tournament. And indeed, I am not commentating just yet. I am playing in the tournament. This is going to be good fun. We're going to get some exceptionally talented players here. And it looks like we have our very first opponent. And I need to check what they're playing. Yeah, Beastmen. So they declared Beastmen. We have declared the Dwarves. That is not the army I'm going to be using, as I'm sure you can imagine. I mean, imagine if I do that. Now, that is some next level bravery. Right, unit caps are on. Default funds, and this is Conquest. Please and thank you. Unit scales are ultra. And yeah, good luck to everyone in the tournament. I'm very much excited for this one. Character loading is not a good idea, so unit caps are on. That's good. So obviously this army wouldn't work. This is testing I did for a video a long time ago. But yeah, welcome everybody. Hope everyone's doing wonderful. And good luck to my very first opponent here. Very excited for this one. And we're against the Beastmen. And the map in question, give me a moment to grab the map as I put this all in the description. Very first map is Galbaraz. So let's go ahead and put Galbaraz on. That is the very first map here. I probably should have some kind of blocker, shouldn't I? Just in case. What kind of... what would be a good blocker? Do I have, like, any dumb emotes of mine? Hold on, let me find an image of something silly. Pictures. Do I have any meme... do I have any daft video pictures or something? Yeah, here we go. This'll do. I don't know how much of this is going to block out the you know, what I'm building. But this picture will do for now. This is... wait, it's blocking even me. It's too powerful. Okay. Good enough. Is that working as expected? Yeah, it blocks out enough. This is literally the screen blocker I've got, boys. I completely forgot about the fact that I am playing in the tournament. So, I'm going to have to make some kind of screen blocker here, and that's what we'll do. My face of disappointment, right? So against a Beastman... oh god, what did we build, lads? Okay, let's think about this, boys. Let's cook up. Hey, Double, what's up, dude? It's time to lock in, boys. It's time to lock in. Beastman. Okay. Yeah, we're locking him. We're locking him. We are locking in. Just trying to cook up a reasonably decent army here. As I think it's going to be important. Do you know what? I think I'm going to do this instead. Yeah, I'm going to do this instead, lads. Get rid of all that. Interesting. Okay, okay. So yeah, good luck to my opponent here. I've never gone against a good Beastman player, so this will be interesting. Dwarf lore fact. Oh, there's so many good facts. Honestly, one of my favorite lore facts is about Ungrim being one of the very few dwarves that survived. He basically was a Dowie that near the end times of the lore was the only one that was like one of the main figures that still remained standing, and he sacrificed himself to protect Vlad. And thank you for the follows, guys. Much love to you all. Clearly, you guys are loving the screen blocker here. God, what do I do against Beastmen, lads? I've kind of cooked up in my head a little bit here of what I think will be good. I'm just missing something if I play it like this. I've just remembered something. I have just remembered something that's going to be really painful if I play towards that. Yeah, sorry, Swab. I'm just thinking, matey. I'm not. Is that screen block or Volkmar? Yeah, that's it, bud. That's it. I mean, the thing is, the Beastmen can go so wide with so many things. And if I try and play a blob game, I will most certainly get absolutely slapped. As the availability of that ruinous... What's that spell? I can't remember that spell, but it's insanely powerful. Right, let's see how this goes. I think I'm trying to think about what will be good here, and maybe I'm overcooking it, but we'll see. Because yeah, I'm just conscious of the fact that in a scenario where they go wide, I'm in a lot of trouble. Or potentially maybe in a lot of trouble. Okay, I don't hate the idea of this. Let me just check something to make sure that I'm not breaking any rules as well, because I set these rules out. Yep. Yep. Yes. Yep, all good. Okay. Right, let me think 1 second. Just, is this going to be okay? Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'm happy with it. Suave, good luck to you, my friend. Good luck to you, bud. We can get rid of my face off the screen now. So, yeah, I went with an interesting build composition here. Since it's Conquest, I think it changes the dynamic a little bit because you want to have some things deep rooted within the positioning, right? And so I'm taking a stance of, yeah, I want to make sure that I'm available to do damage within do damage within the fights themselves as well at the same time. I think Beastmen is obviously a very scary faction just in general, but I knew the fact that if I went with a blob game, I went too heavily into the blob game, I'd probably suffer a little bit. Just due to the fact that they have the rune magic. So they've got relatively veterancy. I went with double Iron Dregs. I think that made sense. So I got a relatively decent hero core here. I think that'll be able to help us a lot. I mean, if they've gotten Cygors, I think we definitely have a lot of options available to us. I know there's obviously skirmish cavalry and things like that can come towards us, but we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Holy Satchels. I definitely think the Satchels is the play. Because any Ungors get one-shot by Satchels, and I'm really happy with that. Maybe this Slayer should have been replaced with the Slayer Pirates, but I think, yeah, I'm fine with that. I just need to make sure that once we can see the map. And indeed, yeah, much love Dizzy. Could be a case of one on each side. Let's just try and simplify this a little bit, because I don't want to overcomplicate what I'm trying to do here. Otherwise, I'm going to get a bit confused. Why did I bring Felix? Just because of the help of the Blood Oath. I feel like in any situation where I'm in a situation of like a bit of a bloodbath on the point, I feel like Felix and my heroes, especially with the fact that we went with Star Metal Plate, we should be able to hold the line. Especially since we need that leadership above 50%. I mean, we should be able to have a little bit of a core in the middle here. So let's see what we're going up against. Okay, so skirmish stuff here. Let's try and look for some action. Already getting the action on this side. Love to see that. Let's play relatively aggressive. Move back from that. Let's engage on that side. Let's look to get active. Look to get active over here as well. Gone very aggressive with this. Okay. So, one of those is going to be a little bit scary. Let's see how well my opposition, or my opponent's micros here. Our classic summon situation there, that's okay. Seems like my micro's fumbling a little bit here. Pulled back on that side, that's okay. A little bit scary on that one. Let's just keep paying attention to what's going on there. Yeah, I needed a Slayers on this side as well. Okay, just struggling to try and keep everything alive. Really nice Beastman build. Let's try and pull around this way. These Pestigors, man, they're so strong. I think I just didn't have... I went too aggressive with my positioning, I think. A little too aggressive on the positioning. Because I'm struggling to find value with these guys. Let's try and chuck you guys back. Doing a great job over there, that's fine with me. Yeah, my hero core is getting kited out a little bit, unfortunately. Look to get bombs down here. Look for that. Re-engage the Slayers. Yeah, some very, very important troops have been routed off now. Really well played by my opponent here. Kind of getting on top of me instantly. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, that's definitely misplayed by me. I think I went too aggressive with it. I was trying to look for too much at the same time. Like, in that situation, all I had to do was just play so much slower when I escalated what I need to do, but this is good. I need to learn. You know, we need to obviously learn in these situations. Really nice build from my opponent here. Yeah, really nice count units. I mean, we've still got a very good frontline score. Our frontline core is still exceptionally good. See if we can get some any gyro bomber damage off. Keep them mobile over that side. Keep them active. Is it Flock? Yeah, he's gone with Flock. I think we've still got a lot of availability of damage in this side. He's going to struggle to uproot that. No cap's gone on just yet. Let's keep away from that side. Maybe able to bait him out by moving the Slayers closer. If I can get him while he's not in position for that, that might be huge. He may struggle to kill what's left of my guys. Classic case of just trying to win through attrition. We have Firewall moving there, so let's see what we can do. Pull these guys back, try and get some back shots off here. Gorgon's going to struggle a little bit, especially because of the way that it fires. Slayers just need to keep active there, keep active over here. Fortunately, not the best fight for the Doomseekers, but they're still doing a great job of taking some stuff down. Okay, we're getting double shot at the side. Let's be a little bit careful here. Gorgon's just been routed. Let's try and activate towards Malagor here. Yeah, great levels of damage coming out here. Because if these gyrocopters are still active on the fight, then they're going to struggle massively. Let's look for that. Just need to take a look. Yeah, we're good. The majority of my core has been taken out. That's an overcast, I believe. Yeah, you could tell. Let's get on the point now. Let's just try and angle the gyrocopter in a certain way. Yeah, he may struggle to deal with what I've got remaining. I mean, I've got so many powerful units that are still available to me. That's okay. The caps haven't been had yet, but Pestigors will be crushed by these dooms. Turn around here and just get some shots to Pestigors again. I'm happy trading this all day, every day. Let's go with the ward save. He's given us a good target to fight. I'll do this. Really nice bait. Smart play there. Not overcommitting. Really smart. Should be okay for now. Interesting. Flock of Doom situation's quite interesting. We'll see what comes back for me. I mean, a Gorgon here, we can try and get the Dragon Slayer active there. I mean, one decent hit, the Gorgon's going to be in a bit of trouble. Let's see what we can do. I mean, we definitely have the melee blob. We've got a really fundamentally solid core right here. Unfortunately, the Felix is not... the Dragon Slayer is getting surrounded for us not to try and deal with the Gorgon there, but... we'll see how that goes. I mean, he's doing a good job of holding us back, but we'll have to wait and see if we can continue to keep this going. I mean, the Gorgon's just cycle charged into us here, which is really nice to me. He's already routed once. I think if we take a couple more pop shots into him, he probably will retreat, but we'll see. Yeah, I think my build in concept was okay, but the problem I had there was that very quickly I made a misplay of went too aggressive. But that's good to know. I think in that situation, yeah, I basically said to him, I was playing like a land battle, right? And that's not what I should be doing in these situations. Definitely playing like a land battle is not the idea. I mean, Felix value and everything that's going to go on down here is going to be pretty tasty. We are losing ground, it says, but we'll have to wait and see how we can, if we can, recover from this one, because I think the points will cap up very quickly. All he has to do is just keep us blobbed up. At this point, I'll hit whatever I'm able to. I don't believe the -8 leadership's gone out. No. Icons of Vilification. That's a really nice item. Yeah, solid. I should have expected the Malagor. I mean, this is a classic case of me just needing to learn a little bit more. And these are the exact situations I need to throw myself in, you know. I think at the very beginning it was just a big misplay. Second that Gorgon comes back in, we just need to route them one more time, and then jobs are good in there. I'm going to throw this down onto the hero, as I think the hero at this point has more value. But yeah, I'm going to struggle to uproot these guys here. I mean, I feel like a Jabberslith and a Gorgon is such a common thing to pick that I should have paid a little more, a bit smarter. I mean, I feel like the Gyrocopters are kind of expected in some ways, so they definitely had the answers with the Centaurs, throw axes. These guys did a fantastic job. And overall, yeah, my opposition played a really nice, smart kiting game. Curious as why we're not converting to hits into the Gorgon again. Although, yeah, we have, but just the leadership is insane, right? Gorgon's dead. Let's try and focus on these Minotaurs if we can. Flock of Doom's coming out. Yeah, these are one of the reasons why... Yeah, GG's. That's Armless bonus, and that's a surrender. Right, GG's to my friend. Good battle, my man. Yeah, I just went too aggressive. I think Beastmen can go so wide, and I played exactly how they wanted me to play. Yeah, the Minotaurs just absolutely rolled over me, and the Pestigors are so goddamn good. Pestigors have changed Beastmen so much, it's crazy. Because you can see that Trollhammers, if I replace them for the Slayers, I'd have had so much more Aegis on the battlefield. And I feel like the Minotaurs didn't really do much. I didn't really get a chance to kind of shut down the Pestigors, which was one of the problems we had. I mean, the hero, I think my Lord situation was fine. It's just my... what I picked was a bit of a problem. Because Malagor did a fantastic job to shut down. But yeah, so I've good job. Well played, team 80. So that would be... report score. That would be 1-0. Report the score. I am playing Dwarfs. You are playing Beastmen. I'm having to learn how to use this on the fly while I'm playing. Wait, where's Beastmen? Oh, there you are. Okay, I think that worked. Bracket. Yes. So who else will I fight now? Let me just check it out. GG's. Okay. Yeah, I need to learn this situation. So we've got Horned Hill. I think in Swiss we all fight each other. So next one will be, what's the map? Horned Hills. Refresh the bracket. Okay. So it looks like 3 of the players have just 3 of the lobbies have finished. Yeah, this is my first time using this using Turtle Tavern, so I'm still learning. Right. But how's everyone doing today, boys? How's everyone doing today? We'll be getting in our next matchup momentarily. We're just waiting for some of the players to finish their games. But geez, yeah. I mean, that was a really good lessons learned there. I feel like with how I played it, I went way too aggressively. The stance that I took was just, I was just kind of happy to fight them. And yeah, very quickly, I brought too many units that I need to protect, I just brought way too many units that I needed to protect. And that was I think that's the problem I had. But the next lobby is up and running. Let's just wait for these ones to finish. I'm assuming everyone has to report their scores and then you can move to the next one. But we got some really solid players in here, so I'm going to be very, very interested to see how this goes. So just as an update to the brackets, these are the wonderful wholesome hunks that are playing. So we're just waiting on these guys to play next. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, this is very cool. I appreciate everyone jumping in and being willing to play. Yeah, I felt like the Felix... I mean, looking at my build now against Beastmen, it's like, in my head, this is Ungork territory, right? But Pestigors are just so common. I feel like a lot of the knowledge that I have supersedes the DLC. Or, excuse me, precedes the DLC. And the Pestigors massively changed this. I feel like if I didn't take... yeah, I feel like this was fine. I feel like if I did this, and then went heavily into, like... I don't want to say Slayers, because I don't think I'd have done much with them. Cannons would have equally have been shut down. But yeah, maybe, honestly, maybe just tons of ranges. Bit of the surprise game. Because I had no way of dealing... Yeah, I think... Honestly, this I really don't hate. Like, I feel like going a bit wider with range would have helped a lot. Because then often all of his skirmish units would have struggled to do anything. What's a Pico? Yeah, that would have been probably a smarter approach. Cool or uncool? I think it's cool for what it is. Game is real slow. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah, I think the Pharaoh Dynasties is decent. I'm just waiting on the players to continue on, and then we'll go ahead and jump in when we get a chance to. As potentially I took the L a lot quicker than I expected. But yeah, like I said, yeah, really interesting change of pace there. I think it was... Yeah, Beastmen obviously played very fast, and I just sort of played into that. Right. Oh, also, how are you guys' weekend going? Hope you guys your weekends are going well. You wholesome hunks. Just trying to think. Oh, Advanced Swiss. I'm assuming the Advanced Swiss is what I want to do. Just waiting for these guys to do it. Yeah, this is definitely a situation of, you know, throwing myself into the deep end. Yeah, I'm still learning. Because I think with challenge, it may, like, the bracket is... I'm assuming it is just an Advanced Swiss situation. I'm going to go ahead and assume it is an Advanced Swiss situation. And it seems that one of the players is having a difficult time with potentially the connection, maybe not the best. Ended it sooner just to save time, no worries. So we got Horned Hill. Good to know. Okay, so we've got two more players raring. I think two players are in the process of fighting at the moment. And then we've got Spartacus, Dog, and Leechlord versus each other, and Olaf and RTK. So Scarband has finished his game as well. So yeah, we're waiting on two players right now. And we'll jump into the next one. Oh, one more player. So Olaf and Atike. How does the round 2 work? I'm still trying to figure that myself. I'm asking one of the I'm asking an admin within Torin's stream. I think it's just I advance the Swiss. Is what I'm thinking. But we just needed to wait for Olaf and Atike at the moment. Once those wholesome hunks have played, then the next one's advance. So I guess we can use the same lobby. Horned Hills is the second map. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back on the game that I did and review it. I need to make sure to review that game. Your boy needs to make sure to review that one. Yeah. I think, a lot of my build was probably not ideal. But, Abola, how did you do, my friend? How was your bracket? How was your game? Oh, so, I'm assuming... simple... advancing the Swiss. Yeah, so everyone has played their games now, so let's just take a stock as to what the current situation is. So we got Loose Lord has taken down Spartacus, Atike beat Olaf, Nalish has taken down Mologard, Suave took me down, Beaurain lost to Lejust, and Scabrand lost to Salinator. Okay. Okay. Good to know, good to know, good to know. I'm gonna click advance. Let me just take a screenshot of these boys. I've always had those supposed to be visible from the start. Maybe some fun making the bracket. Never hosted anything until time myself. Yeah, maybe Bahrain. Yeah, I need to make sure to check into that. Because I don't know how I do that. Let me just take a screenshot and let's go ahead and advance the Swiss. And I'm hoping that works. Yes, so Martin. Yeah, Bahrain, it's a good point. Martin. Okay. Next, lobbies up. Nice. So let's invite player. Okay, sweet. Alright. Okay, we got Martin joining the next one. Who's Swab, the guy that just beat me, is taking as Lejust. We just went against somebody that was playing Beastmen, so we'll have to wait and see what the next one is. We'll have to see what the next challenger approach is. Ooh, what color should we do? I feel like we should go with a different approach here. I do love Ironbrow's colors. I mean, the boys in blue, you can't go wrong, right? Clan Angrund, you cannot go wrong. You absolutely cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong. So yeah, I'm waiting on... Did Martin... Yeah, so Martin played the list. So hopefully Martin messages and we can get into the next one. Karak Zorn colors? Faction? Karak Zorn colors. What's Karak Zorn? Yo, Karak Zorn is... are these the guys in Lustria? Karak Zorn are in Lustria, right? Alright, so we'll just give Martin a second. Hey, potato salad. No, it's Thoric Star, is it? What, these... I swear this dwarf colour is in either... It's Thorix. Lustria's your favourite starting spot? Yeah, Lustria is pretty cool. It depends if you're playing as... If Yeah, it purely depends if you're playing against... if you're playing Skaven against all of the crazy... craziness. Oh, the original faction before Thoric was released. That makes sense. Because it's these fellas. Greybearders Prospectors are in Neropans, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think they're Greybearders are Neropans. What's... I'm not sure what Martin's tag is. Yeah, where's Martin at? We'll see where he is. Yellow's Desert? Yeah, I thought so. Did Martin... Yeah, Martin won his last one, so I'm assuming he is here. I mean, I'll take a free W. Thinking back to Warhammer 2 makes me feel old. When did Warhammer 2 release? When did it release? 2017. God damn. Wait, that was a DLC. Warhammer 2 release date. When was the actual release date? The Shadow of the Blade release date. I don't care about the Shadow of the Blade. 28th of September 2017. God, it's crazy that I've been playing tons and tons of Total War Warhammer 2 since then as well. Oh, add him on friend. Request. Wow. Hey, my dog punches. Oh, what's going on? Oh, okay. Oh, apparently Martin, unfortunately, his dad punctured his wheel of his car, so he's not able to join. Is there any mod that can make the map's position reflect on the battlefield map? Is there a mod that makes the map position reflect on the battlefield map? Interesting question, Lantern. What do you mean, just so I can understand it? A mod that makes the map reflection... Oh, as in, like, you can see... In the actual battle maps, you can see the settlements. There's a couple of Bretonnian and Lizardman ones, I believe, that do that. And no, I think Lizardman. There's a couple of Lizardman one. Or is it Bretonnian? I know there's certain battle maps that let you see the actual settlements when you're rolling out. Like, I know Throt's, one of his quest battles is a land battle outside of his capital. Oh, if I'm standing on a river, it should be a river map? Yes, I agree. I would agree. Black Pyramid? Yeah, I think the Black Pyramid as well. Right, so today's obviously going to be a little bit scuffed, lads. It'll be a teeny weeny bit scuffed. But, yeah, apologies for all the delays and whatnot. I appreciate all of your patience, you wholesome hunks. As I'm basically trying to utilize Total Tavern to figure out how best to use the next tournaments that we do. Does anybody in the chat want to have a fun, quick game? As unfortunately Martin is predisposed. But if you take a look at the standings, we can see that we've got Spartacus and Scarbrand fighting up against each other. Ooh, Olaf and Borain will be an interesting game. Yeah, Olaf and Borain will be a real interesting one. I'm going to be intrigued to see how that transpires. Guys, if you were to do this, 2 minutes to take you on. Yeah, no, it's press runner. If you guys were in a single faction tournament, right? What are your favorite factions that you are the most comfortable on? What factions are you the most comfortable on? As yeah, for me, I feel like dwarves are solid. It's just I need to be playing towards their victory conditions better because I completely underestimated them. Bretonia, Bobby, nice. Kronzo, you love the elves? Yeah, I love my elves too. Only Imric, actually. That's a lie. Only Imric do I like. I would only consider Imric as the one that's pretty pog. How much micromanagement you deal with? Yeah, valid. Yeah, I feel like there's so much micro required for some certain factions. Like, Bretonia definitely is one of those. Like, I feel like dwarves and elves, you can kind of sit still and sort of let them come to you and just leverage the fact that you're a blob. Leverage the fact that you got a big old blobby. So there may be a time... So obviously we're waiting on Martin. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I want to hope that he comes back. As I don't want to just, you know, zoom on by. But we'll see. As unfortunately his dad burst a tire. So he's unable to play. I guess what I'll probably have to do for the next one is have an admin helping me with this as well. So I can definitely see the benefits. Like, this website makes things so clear, so much cleaner. And what I can do as well is I can make sure that all the brackets are available as well. One, two, three. Boss Canary. It would be 1, 2, 3. If you like, as a general rule of thumb, I can assure you, pretty much everybody will use that password. If you're ever in a multiplayer tournament or anything like that, the secret sauce is to try 1, 2, 3, and I almost guarantee it'll probably work out. Right? Okay. Busker, who are you playing, lad? Let us think here. What are we thinking? I did like the Lord tech. I felt like the Star Metal Plate and Stand Your Ground really plays towards being able to just sit there and tank. Just obviously, that kind of depleted the second. Yeah, he had Flock of Doom, so it would have been even worse. Flock of Doom would have been even worse. So I very rarely use gyro bombers. Like, I don't know if a gyro bomber would be worth it. Like, they're so much more expensive. Like, Thunder Badge is a band. Okay. Let me just put out the cheeky blocker again. My face doth indeed judging you. Yeah, 4 in a unit is pretty solid though, you're not wrong. I just feel like the damage is just not that good though. Like, especially, it's very inconsistent against single entities is the problem. Like, yes, it does a lot of damage, but it's not, like, crazy. I guess the bombs are solid, but 11 of 4 entities, or, I guess, 2 of 12? Yeah, it's definitely better on the gyro bomber side. I don't know if the damage is any different. Yeah, the damage is the same, actually. Damage is actually the exact same. Alright, let's start cooking up. Let's figure out what we want to do here. I'm thinking we go a bit of this, bit of that, a bit of this. And we'll play a little bit spicier this time. We'll play a little bit of spicier this time. Yeah, especially on a map like this, I think I kind of have to. Okay, let's do a bit of that. One of that. Empire's a real pain in the nuts, though. I feel like typically, like fundamentally, like we can obviously outdo the Empire. What if I go like this? Something like that. Will I learn my lesson? Maybe not. Okay. I'm good to go. Let's get to it. Okay, let's see how the reporting scores and things like that. Has anybody finished their lobby? Yes, Scarbrand. Good on you, lad. Well done. See, Scarbrand just took it down. We'll take the blocker off once Boscanari's finished. Nice. Good luck to you, buddy. So the Empire versus Dwarves is obviously a very, very frustrating matchup in general. I think oftentimes when it comes to fights like this, the Empire has a lot of Hoshland rifles and things like that that can be really frustrating to deal with. But I mean, it's one of those things where fundamentally we have to sit in the point, right? You've got to take control of the point, but equally you don't want to consider you don't want to concede too much territory to achieve that. So we'll see. Harry the Hammer, is it a sign, Dizzy? I'm called Harry. We're getting Harold Hammerstorm as the loading screen. Maybe the signs of the Warhammer gods are with me today. Maybe the sign of the Warhammer gods are with me. We've gone with a bit different of an approach here. I felt like if there's anything like Karl and whatnot, we have obviously Gadagrim, and we've got the availability of a lot of Slayers this time. Maybe, yeah, because I feel like... I mean, fundamentally, I felt like I would have just a better chance at picking them apart a little bit. Especially with such a heavily rushed build. They're playing a sick joke on me? Yeah, we'll find out which one it is. My mistake that I did last time was I allowed myself to get flanked, basically. I allowed my opposition to get on top of me straight away. Good luck to you, Boss Canary. Now, is this trolling if I do something like this? Alright, 100% would be, wouldn't it? Oh, the war wagon spam, Jacob. Yeah, you're not wrong. It could be something annoying like that. I mean, we have options with the Slayer Pirates and whatnot to try and deal with that. Okay. Okay, great cannons. Okay. 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 Let's have a little inspection. Awakening of the Woods, Growth, and Dwellers. Wow, a lot of spells. Okay, interesting. Let's get into the trees. Get into the trees. To the trees, my brethren! A Pit of Shades as well. My god, this is so expensive into spells. Okay. I respect the hustle, my god. Yeah, this is kind of an engage I don't mind at all. Let's move towards you. Cannons are being shut down soon, potentially. I'm actually more comfortable just to do this. Nice blasting charge. Great blasting charge. Let's go to the blasting charge over here. I don't think the great cannons are something that I'm afraid of just yet. Let's pull over this way. You pull over this way. Let me get movement on Gadagrim, because Gadagrim will absolutely tear it apart. Let's go towards the back line as well. Let's get melee mode over this way. Slayer Pirates to push this way further. Good. Gyrocopters to move over this way, get the bombs down. Move towards that middle point. Cannons have done their job, so I'm really not bothered about this. Let's move towards the middle. Let's get that cap finished. Yeah, let's finish the cap just to make sure that we're getting on the board. Good. Okay, repeat towards the middle now. Just making sure that we've finished that one off. Lord in the background obviously is a little bit of a problem, but not too much of a problem just yet. Let's get the point capturing. Pull back around. You completely go here. Slayer Pirate. Let's try and kill the mage here while my opposition's not potentially paying attention. And let's regain control of the middle. Slayer Pirates and that will do a lot of damage. Let's get them closer. They have far more moving, so we can afford to do so. I don't actually want to commit melee at all. Should be able to shut you down. So hopefully get in a position where I can start dealing with you on this side as well. This is actually not bad at all. I mean, he actually is mulching up my lord a bit here, but that's fine. Yeah, we completely just decimated the middle. I mean, we played towards the condition of just getting into the point and just kind of like ignoring the fact that my opposition had some very, very powerful units in their stead. I just played towards what I knew would play well. Yeah, I managed to sneak in the back line as well. Double Slayer. Leadership keeping in the Slayer. Good. Lord is surrounded here as well. Let's get the miners away. Mulch that one. Move towards there. Get in a situation where we can get the volleys off, because the melee fighting against single entities is just not worth it, lads. Just get the single shots into there. Yeah, GG's. GG's. Yeah, just it was just an absolute zerg fest within the middle. It's one of those things where if you bring a lot of really, really potent backline units, you have to make sure you can protect them. And in this situation, we had a lot of Aegis in there. Like, the cannons weren't even that much of a problem, right? Like, the entirety of the identity of what my cannons were there for was just to create enough of a distraction for them to overemphasize trying to take them down. Which bought me enough space to decimate the middle of the field, right? Because 2 swordsmen is not enough to hold back what I had. Yeah, GG's. Yeah, really nice game, that one. Really, really nice game, that one. Okay. So it's looking like... let's have a look at the scores. Okay, bracket. Yep, so let's report the scores. What was reported here? Should actually. Okay, sorry guys, let me just advance this one. Bum, 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 bum. Oh. Yeah, dwarves can go really wide very easily. Okay. Now we're waiting on... we got Lich Lord and we have Olaf and Bahrain that are in their games at the moment. It's annoying because streamer mode on Discord makes everything so hard to see who's messaging me. There we go. Okay. And then we're just waiting on the next roster. Yeah, this is a lessons learned. I'll put my hands up, guys, and I'll say this is a lessons learned from using this. I should have had all of them available at once. So we're waiting on Olaf and Bahrain to go. Here we go. Man, who would have thought doing a lot of admin work is tough? I'm going to be interested to see what gets reported for Olaf and Burain. So, we're 1-1 right now, boys. We are currently 1-1 in the SFT. Shall I swap? Let's go swap. I was hoping you'd box up first. Nah, that's kind of one of the things that I realized. Like, a lot of the time when you go against dwarves, you just fundamentally expect them to blob up. And in that situation, I knew that if I blobbed up against you, you'd just absolutely crush me. So I was like, you know what? It's not worth blobbing up at all. Let's just make sure that we're playing towards it. So yeah, we've got Olaf and Bahrain still fighting out, battling out. We'll have to wait and see how they go about it.
This will be a reckoning, no brethren.
So we're going to go on Horned Hill again. Let's host the battle just again. How come I can't go up here? Can I show the battle? I don't know how. Because they're literally in the process of fighting. And Thek, it's a good point. It's another situation of me needing to figure out how best to do this. As I haven't used the Total Tavern, and it's just me trying to be an admin here. Hey, SpongeBrain, good to see you, handsome. Hope you're doing well, as always. It's just me adminning it today, so...
Welcome to Astaria, gentlemen.
Hey, SpongeBrain. Gotta put that in there. Slight jump scare for me. Alright, let's see if the brackets is finished. Yeah, it's a long game. These guys are fighting it. This must be probably one of the closest games. Oh, I know what I can do. These wholesome hunks are putting their lobbies in here. This is what I know what I should be doing. I know yeah, I literally have just thought about what I should do here. Let me jump to the replay. So we got, wow, someone's playing Norca. What legends. Hey, Skarsnik, good to see you, buddy. So we got Scarbrand playing Khorne, who would have thought? And Koji is playing Throg, okay. With Norca, interesting build. So we've got Marauder champions, double ice. You don't get any of the ice troll buffs as Throg inside of a multiplayer battle. Become a bit. No, Skarsnik is chill. He's lovely. Right, so let's have a look at if we can just pause it up and we can go ahead and see the Blood Shrine of Khan. Oh my goodness, Minotaurs of Khorne are a beautiful option, especially with any of the trolls that are on the opposition side here. We've got Chaos Furies in the sky. Very common to see Chaos Furies because it just it complements the roster so unbelievably well. Forsakens of Khorne is an interesting pick, especially because of the fact that the Marauder champions may mulch them and eat them up into these combat situations, but just have to wait and see. The Blood Shrine as well, and Karanak alongside Valkyr, so a ton of anti-large situations that's coming on. As we identified, we've got a Norscan Giant, Throg, and we've got a Death Mage, which is a smart pick, especially for it. And we'll have to wait and see what the situation is here. And as we can see, we've got these lads pushing up, and I'm going to be interested to see how this the middle fight contest goes, because we've got a situation where Marauder Horsemen effectively are very, very good at kiting, but you need to remember that going to have a little bit of discipline on the Khorne side regarding the Furies to make sure that we can engage in the right target, because we have very limited range in that. The only range on the Norscan side is actually the throwing axes, so have to wait and see how that goes. But the Death Mage has already taken a little bit of damage because it went with a overcasted situation, it seems. We need to find a really nice engage for the Minotaurs, maybe swoop around to go to the Death Mage there, but you can see that already the Furies have found their mark. Really nice crunching in the middle here. I'd love to see that, but you can see, like we rightfully called out.
I think I've been watching for a little over a year now.
And SpongeBrain, thank you for going above and beyond with the tier 3. I love you, bud. We can see that the Blood Shrine of Khorne is getting absolutely battered because of the fact that this Norscan Giant is doing a fantastic job of just holding the front line here. With the silence going out across the board, obviously a lot of these units have no silence attacks, but you can see that already the Marauder Horsemen are being routed here. Very scary situation to be in, but I'm just going to be intrigued to see how the Forsaken of Khorne handle themselves, because even against the Ice Trolls, they did a really, really good job of holding them back. Karanak has obviously not leveraged the Prayer of the Blood God just yet, but the middle of the map has been absolutely decimated by the Norscan player. We can see that the Forsaken of Khorne are doing bits over this side, but the Cursed Furies have still got targets to their mark. We'll have to wait and see where they find themselves. On this specific point of the map, we're going to have the cycle charging of the Blood Shrine to keep them active and topped up here. Significantly reduced leadership here, but we'll have to wait and see if the Gore Feast is going to be enough to keep it alive, especially since the Totem of the Friends thing, it just keeps so much leadership and melee attack going on the line. Throg has finally found himself in a situation where he does not want to be in. The second these Minotaurs of Khorne come around, start mulching these guys up, you're going to be in trouble. Throg's leadership is already wavering briefly here, but you can see that the Endless Hunter of Karanak is doing this. Throg obviously has weaknesses to fire attacks, and unfortunately there's fire attacks all around the board here. Really intelligent pick, honestly. The more I think about it, yeah, I think the Forsaken of Khorne are the ones that have flame attacks alongside the rest of them. So Khorne is obviously a really, really decent choice into a lot of these regenerating units, but the Norscan Giant is going to do a fantastic job of just punching out where possible, but I think the Minotaurs of Khorne, especially the Great Weapon variant, has just so much damage that they can call upon here. Throg is massively struggling against all this fire damage, because you've got to keep in mind, fire damage also is reducing the healing by half that Throg is able to achieve here. And you can see the Norscan Giant has got a lot of things it has to do on its shoulders, and so we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But yeah, once again, a double Minotaurs of Khorne is just going to be so difficult for them to break through, because these guys can all play off of one another, and Valkyrie especially can be the eyes in the sky waiting for it, especially with the Fear is yeah, solid. But yeah, GG's over to that one. And Late Sword, much love. Let me kick over the Advanced the Brit. Yes, Swiss. Advanced Swiss. Yeah, next time what I'll do is I'll make sure to have all the lobbies open at the same time. So Molganard is my opponent here. Molganard is my opponent, so let's go ahead and make a lobby, host a battle, and get them invited into the lobby. For some reason, it's open up loads of them again. Alright, here we go. But yeah, Sponge Brain, dude, I really appreciate you going above and beyond like that, matey. Much love. Appreciate all you wholesome hunks on Twitch hanging out and watching. Obviously, I know that multiplayer stuff is not obviously my usual forte, so I appreciate you guys being here. We've got, we're waiting on Molagard. I think Molagard is playing VC. I think it'll be a count player, I believe. So, I don't know if I want to be, brought into the blob fight. I think the blob fight is not what I want to be in, as it'll be a little bit scary, that. So, actually, the third map is going to be... description, we're going to go to the Sword of Torgaval. So, third map is the Sword of Torgaval. And we're waiting on our next opponent here. This is the third game, and we are 1-1 at the moment, lads. We're doing alright. We're holding the line. We are holding the line indeed. I think it's already taken out maybe certain players here. I think Spartacus potentially has been eliminated due to not picking up any games. Thankfully, your boy has held on. Password is 123, matey. So yeah, it's going to be, like I said, I think it's a count player. I feel like counts are quite weak at the moment, but we'll have to wait and see. Hey, Pepsu. Am I wrong? Is it Returner or Vampire Coast? Excuse me. Yeah, counts. It was a counts player. I thought so. Right, so let me go ahead and just sort out some admin on my side. I just need to help one of the players. Just helping out one of the players here. Okay, so let me go ahead and chuck on my beautiful face that will haunt you guys in your sleep. There we go. Okay. right? What we build in against a vampire counts, right? We've got to accommodate for a lot of things. I want to avoid the blob fight where possible. Okay, let me think. Let me cook up. Okay. I'm thinking. Okay, yeah, something's coming to mind. Something is coming to mind. I know I'm going to have to fight. I'm just thinking in my head what I'm going to have to fight against and what I can do to counter it. Because it's very common to see somebody on a dragon. So the Lord on the Dragon is a very common thing to experience. Okay. Okay, boys, okay. Wooting, I'll be fighting against the undead. That is good advice. Wait, Wooting all the way. Is your name after the keyboards, by the way? As I ordered a Wooting keyboard recently. No, it's not. Fair. Yeah, I ordered a Wooting keyboard recently. Okay, let me think about what we're going to do here. Been Wooting for 20 years or so. So what you're saying is they should be paying you for the name. Is that what you're saying? I ordered Wooting. I did, Dizzy, yeah. I'm really excited to try it out. Oh my god, Count is such an awkward one. Such an awkward faction to fight against. Such an awkward faction. Okay, I'm thinking this. Thinking this. Thinking that. Watch out for the black coach. Yeah, definitely. That's the number one concern that I have. So it's a good shout. My number one concern definitely is the black coach. Okay, my opponent's ready here. Can I get... No, I can't. No. I've figured it out. Lads. I have figured it out. That's what I want. And what's this situation again? No, don't need any of that. Don't need that. Do you know, actually, I'd rather do this. And this. Uh-huh. Okay. Man, I think I'm overthinking this. I think I'm overthinking potentially, lads. Alright, we'll see how this goes. We will see how this goes. Let me think again. Really, if I do this, I do this. Yeah, this is better. Sorry guys, I apologize for the delay. I'm just in the laboratory right now. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I much prefer this one. Okay, good luck to you, lad. Sword of Torgavald, Vampire Counts versus the Dwarves. Let's see how it goes. Pounce versus Dowie. I may have cooked up, depending on what they've brought. I may either be a genius here, or I may be the dumbest person alive. There is never an in-between. Thunder Badger bust, you're not allowed Thunder Badgers. They've been banned. They have been banned. Alright. I'm just going to have to get these lads in position. I need to make sure that we have positioning advantage, because the reason why I went with the army that I did is because obviously Sword of Torgaval has this dip in it. So I've got to play towards the Victor Condish here. The little dippy dip. So, I mean, they could deploy up to here, right? So, we should be safe where we're at. Okay. Let's lock it in, boys. Let's lock it in. Time to lock in. I do like the colours of this Dowie. I just need to make sure that we're taking control of the front here. Apologies if I started too soon. That looks okay. Let's have a look. Hexwraith, Bargeist, Spellbats, Great Weapons, Stringy, Lizard Zombies, so that's fine. 1,600. That's about right. Let's commit to the shots. Make sure we're shooting where possible. I mean, we do have a little bit of a positional advantage here. I mean, I'm going to be relatively intrigued to see how this transpires. I mean, Doomseekers just crush Hexwraiths and everything around here, so that's 100% I'm not terrified to go into at all. Wasted shots by me. Absolutely wasted shots by me. Let's lock it in. Like I said, I'm completely okay with what's happening here. Let's slow this lad down. Let's get some shots in. Let's get Felix over there. Let's get you over there. Let's just... I'm fine with them. Lock it in. Keep the pressure up. Pull you back. This is an absolutely okay trade for me. You pull forward. You guys do the work that you can do. Oh my god, fat damn. Let's just kill this Lodestone. Let's get you in there. Let's buff you up. Pull back over here. Let's get a cheeky little volley over this side. Reposition. Let's get some shots over there and just make sure that we're covering our line. Great damage coming out. Let's make sure we're finishing off these guys. Get you over there. Keep pressuring this side. Move on this side. We're looking to try and get some damage off now. Let's get some shots back over here. Let's try and kill the bats. Holy moly, the Doomseekers have come in clutch, so I'm not gonna lie, lads. Get some shots of the Grave Guards now. I'm fine with that. So healing on the bats is interesting. Let's move and turn around and shoot here. Let's get the Thunderers engaged. Let's maybe try and look for that. This is fine. I mean, it's like one of those things where obviously he's winning on a cap right now, but I'm not worried about that right now. Oh, this should be some devastating damage on these Grave Guards here. Love to see that. Good. He successfully tried to come for a charge. Let's turn around and deal with that. Get the Slayers in a position where they can deal with that as well. Pull you guys further back and get the Slayers engaged. Gonna have to try and look for this one. the damage. Can raise. Bit of a mistake by me that. I think I should have had my Doomseekers available for that. But the battle is transpiring and it's not too bad. I don't mind this at all. Although I am losing so much high priority units here. I just don't want to get in the blob fight. Trying to avoid the blob fight where possible, but he's done a good job of trying to wrestle that away from me. And forcing me back into the blob. Yeah, good damage over this side at least. Let's just try and get some pop shots if possible. Let's try and get these guys in and recover and re-get the positioning on this side. Let's get a Wrath of Ruin here, I think. While they're held back. I just need to be a little bit more decisive in my decision making, I think. Nice, crumble this side, crumbling that side. Solid hits into the Lord now. Trying to push up, trying to get some shots down there. Let's make sure that the point is definitely returned to our favour here. And let's just get some shots popping into the Grave Guards now. One little cheeky volley over there just to make sure it's sealed. Yeah, Wrath of Ruin was solid. Honestly, let's make a volley happen, then move over again. The Lord's doing a great job of holding this. Let's make sure the Runesmith is just protecting our Trollhammers here. Just trying to take advantage of the fact that I have the elevation here. Let's just make sure we're taking the Lord down if possible. We don't have a minimum range of engagement here, so that's good. Let's make sure everything is engaged and fighting as well. Nice, GG's. GG's. Nice, great game. Whew. Great game, great game, great game. Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where the Doomseekers came in insanely clutch. I was like, if they bring any kind of Khorne Wraiths, I need to have an answer for it. Especially because of the fact that if I brought a very traditional front line of like Dwarf Warriors or Longbeards, I'd have been smoked. I'd have gotten absolutely smoked, but we just had so much pressure on our front line. And our Lords did a great job of keeping the Strigoi honest as well in that fight. Yeah, I felt like if I went any gyrocopters, I'd have reduced my pressure on the battlefield massively, so it was nice that. So let's report the score. We are officially 2-1. Not bad, eh, boys? Not bad. Rocky start, I'll give you that. Bit of a rocky start to begin with. But we locked in near the end there. We locked it in near the end, lads. Okay. Thanks for the turning. Right, let's see who is locked in there. So that's the 3 things. So we're going to advance the top 4 after this one. And let's hope to God I've made top 3. I mean, potentially players might have 3-0'd. Is matchmaking better, Satmi? Yeah, matchmaking's decent. I'm hoping that I go through. I know Nalish, somebody disconnected on one of them, I think. I was messaged and DM'd. Yeah, Nalish got another Swiss point, so I'll have to see if that's if that matters at all. But I'm hoping 2-1 is decent enough to go to the top 4. But we've got a lovely replay coming through as well. So we've got Chaos Dwarves versus Beastmen. Let's lock it in. Let's lock it in and quickly go watch the Chaos Dwarf versus Beastmen. Ooh, interesting. Remember I was top 10 in the world? I was top 3, lad. I was top 3. So yeah, interesting build. This is so heavy in cavalry. Wow, that is so insanely heavy in cavalry. I wonder if it's a Razor Chariot situation. We'll have to wait and see. Very, very wide on the laborers, which is classic. Yeah, look at this. Very similar situation. Suave just gets so in your face so quickly, just not giving any opportunity here. You can see that we've got a ton of laborers. Kadai Firebond's an interesting one. Fireglaves, Thunderblusses, and obviously just a super, super wide build here. Going for a little bit of cheeky flank situation. We've got the Harpies obviously over there. Let's wait and see. So the Sorcerer Death Prophet makes sense of the Gorbals there. Does the Mage... Is the Mage on the mount? Yeah, the Mage is on the Chariot, but we've got Tredekin, which makes sense. But you can see already... Just setting up an insane little death box going on. Insane damage coming on the Harpies, just crushing them straight away. You gotta be so careful with blunderbusses because that so quickly happens. They're trying their desperate best to try and get these Centaurs through to the likes of the backline units. You know, carry Fireborn can try and protect them as well. But the Harpies are just creating a bit of a distraction alongside the Centaurs, just trying to get in there. The Zinchen are now on top of the Granite Guards, but this is going to be kind of scary, especially with the Tredekins coming down, and obviously the Grey Bray Shaman of Wild can kind of cycle charge through here and be a bit disruptive in this situation. But we can see, obviously, a lot of Chaos Dwarf Warriors need to try and potentially pull themselves back into get engaged here. Skullcracker's taken a bit of a beating from the Centaur throwing axes, but nothing too bad just yet. Fireglaves obviously have anti-large in their melee as well, so they're a perfect situation to be in melee or range. Doesn't necessarily matter. The Death Mage has taken a wee bit of damage, but some of these Centaurs are now getting beaten up, especially in this fight. But a ton of damage coming on the Skullcracker, which is unfortunate for that side. Yeah, like we said, the Infernal Guards are doing a great job of just holding the line here. Blunderbuss is doing a great job as well. A lot of the Chaos Dwarf range units all do have exceptional armor, so they can do very, very well, even in melee situations. Orc Laborers just trying to chilling around the side, trying to eat shots of axes from these Centaurs. And you can see that we've got some of the Chaos Warriors and the Kadai Fireborns. My God, that mage just got crushed. Holy moly, this is the reason why you can't sleep on the Chorf ranged. Really nice play by the Chorf player here, just ensuring to play towards the conditions of ensuring that the volleys are getting off, because that was a one-tap as far as I'm concerned. Gorbals doing a great job of just pushing the Sorcerer Prophet off, because obviously it's not flying. Normally you see Lords like Sorcerer Prophetess on the flying mounts, but not today. Just trying to get some more cost-effective units on other situations, but in fact, the Beastmen still have the balance of power in this situation. Skullcracker's now getting back into combat. Obviously, it's getting low, but it's unbreakable, so it can keep moving around. It's obviously, sponging a lot of damage from the throwing axes here. You can see that we've got the Kadai Fireborns trying to find themselves a place in here. They still have 20% above HP, which means they are unbreakable. Orc Laborers trying to maybe get these Centaurs in melee to stop them from fighting. Obviously, the Blunderbusses are on the side here. Maybe we can take some pop shots, but the Beastmen are taking the control of point 1. The Fireborn is now still fighting out, doing a decent job holding the line here. But the Centaurs have found their mark when it comes to the throwing axes, and they're now trying to put pressure down onto the Fireborns. You can see that the Chorf Warriors are doing a good job of just pushing away. And the Blunderbusses as well are bound to get cycle charges. Yeah, honestly, the Centaurs of the Ninja is so strong right now. Really powerful unit. One of the strongest units for the Beastmen for sure, especially because of how cost-effective it is. We've now got a bit of a very core melee line for the Chaos Dwarves roaming around here. But yeah, so much of this utility coming out of the throwing axes, making it very difficult for this melee line to actually find their mark on anything really. A lot of the Centaurs are pushing away these Blunderbusses, doing a great job there. And we can see that just back shots coming out from these throwing axes, which means the silver shields are doing nothing, which is a bit unfortunate because one of the main agencies of these Chaos Dwarf Warriors is the fact that they can withstand significant amount of range power. And yeah, that's that. Wow, what an absolute game there. Soharain coming in. I think Soharain Suave, may be on a 3-0 mark. But unlucky Belrain. Good effort, matey. Yeah, Kadai did a great job. I love the Skullcracker, especially since it had the potential to be such a disruptive unit. But yeah, in that situation, it's just like, why go any range? Why go any traditional units when we can just go pure Centaurs and just completely crush? Yeah, the Harpies, honestly, the only purpose of the Harpies would just sit there being a distraction, it felt like. It honestly just felt like that was its own purpose, was just sit there and sponge. So we've got another matchup real quick. So we've got, this is Warriors of Chaos, is it? I was checking on the brackets. I'm hoping that I go through to the Final Four. I really would love to be in the Final Four. But it depends on how these players have gone. It will depend on some of these players. Same with Age of Empires. Fair enough, buddy. Yeah, I may not have clawed my way into the final four since I didn't win all three. We will see. So this is the likes of a Khorne again. Exalted Bloodthirst is an interesting pickup. Really nice melee fighter, but if we had the Hero Zinch on the disc, maybe a bit more of a agency on this fight. But we've got a triple Great Minotaur Khorne scenario. We've got the Bloodletters, which is going to be an interesting pickup, especially against this matchup. So very heavily into the damage cycles, but not a lot of stuff can be done against anything utility-based, but thankfully there's only 2 Marauders of Horsemen. Skullcrushers are corner on the left flanks. I definitely do think that the Minotaurs would be able to hold up against that, especially since they just have way higher HP per entity. Unfortunately, the Bloodletters may get carried out, but we'll have to wait and see how the range units handle this one. Apparently, this is a really quick game, so I imagine this is going to be one of those situations where we don't want to fight in elevation. Definitely don't want to fight in elevation, because in this situation, it'll be a very scary scenario where if we're fighting up on elevation, they definitely have the advantage. And in this situation, taking any forms of elevation is within the advantage of the Warriors of Chaos player here, because of the fact that elevation is such an insanely powerful way of increasing your stat lines. Especially on elevation like this, you'd expect roughly about 20% additional damage done and damage taken less. But let's see if Khorne can actually find their mark still. Ignoring the point, not really caring too much, just trying to find situations where they can actually add value into this. I definitely think this is kind of what the Warriors of Chaos player wants. But we'll have to wait and see. We've got a Shadow Mage, no damage on the Shadow Mage. We've just got Enabling Foe and Withering. So just pure utility spells. So we'll have to wait and see how that transpires. But my goodness, the Exalted Bloodthirster has found its mark on this Chaos Sorcerer Lord already. And my goodness, the damage coming out is insane. Wait, is that Terror Routed already? I think that's Terror Routed already. Oh my god, Prayer of the God. Really nice Karanak move. Just finding the mark with the Exalted Bloodthirster. Interesting that, typically speaking, you normally see Valkyr do this, but I feel like the Exalted Bloodthirster just has a little bit more amplifications of just baseline damage. Yeah, Mage already routed out of this one. And Warriors of Chaos player just said, not for me, lads. Not for me. Wow, okay. Martin was not a fan of that situation, it seems, and just threw in the towel. Yeah, wow, Scarbrand coming in and doing a great job here. Yeah, I guess just you got yourself in the situation, use Karanak's ability nicely, and just found and hit your mark. Sometimes it do be as simple as that. So... we can see... Wait, I don't know. What happens when there's a massive tie? Guys, what happens if there's a huge tie between everybody? That's what I'm interested about, because I feel like a lot of these players are 2-1 right now. Like, I'm 2-1, and a lot of the other guys in here seemingly are 2-1 as well. I think it's selected on random. Ah, that's sad. Because we got Pillar of the Bone and Prague is next. Look at who won. Well, I know, add another round. I don't know if I can do, I don't know how to do that. Oh, I guess I could advance Swiss again, yeah. We could advance Swiss again in that situation. So we've got, I think, Suave won all of his games, or all of their games, excuse me. So they're definitely going through. I went 2-1. As Suave took me out at the beginning one. I think Suave potentially may be favoured to win this one. Beastmen seemed really dominant. So Scarbrand went 2-1 as well, I think. Yeah, Scarbrand went 2-1 as well. What did RTK do? Wait, did RTK get taken out? Oh, and I think the RTK player dropped out. Yeah, that was it. And that's how... Ah, respect. Nalish didn't give himself the point. Okay. So maybe it will make sense to advance the Swiss again. In this situation because of that. Because I'm 2-1. Scarbrand's 2-1. How's Legis doing? I think Logist might have taken... Yeah, Logist is 1 and 2. So we got Borain. So we got... Hold on, notepad. So Scarbrand is 2 and 1 like me. Battlesey is 2 and 1. We got... Suave is right now 3 and 0, I believe. Borain, are you... Oh, you're 1 and 2, it seems, right? I think Borain's 1 and 2. Maybe we do have a clean 4-man then. I think depending on Olaf's results will depend. I think if Olaf... Oh no, Olaf is... yeah, Olaf is 0 and 2. So maybe we will have a clean top 4. It potentially might be... Your boy might be top 4, lads. Your boy might have found himself a top 4 situation. Yeah, so we're still waiting on Olaf and whatnot, so let me just jump into another replay here, boys. Mate, if I come in a top 4 in like one of the tournaments that I've first played, that'd be boggers. Be very proud of myself. So we got Skaven versus Counts, excuse me. Let's jump into the Skaven versus Counts real quick. Oh wow, we've got Salinister on Counts as well. Oh, this is such a classic Skaven build. This is such a classic Skaven build, lads. Like, when it comes to playing Skaven, I have seen this so much. Although I'm interested to see why it was good runners. You would have probably expected a little more OP from that. I mean, how are we going to kill Manfred here? I mean, we got Ike on the Doom Wheel with the Storm Demon and whatnot. Yeah, I think it's the triple Rat Ogre scenario, isn't it? Quad stroke. Oh, it's normally 2, isn't it, Borain? It's normally 2. Yeah. It's normally a 2 Storm Demon situation. The Diapack, Wolves, Lances, Skeleton Warriors. We got a Mortis engine, so we'll have to wait and see. A lot of very expensive things on the side of the Vampire Count player here. We got, obviously, the Necromancer took a bit of damage using the Forbidden Rod there, trying to keep the Winds of Magic nice and healthy. Night Runners is not normally the traditional one. Maybe dropping down maybe one of the Storm Vermins to get the Gutter Runners might have been the play, but we'll have to wait and see how these guys go. Nothing really that can punish them just too much yet. I think it depends on if the Cavalry can find their mark. This is definitely a bit of a mistake on the Skaven player, trying to look towards getting the Vargeists hit. And then the Counts player has just absolutely mopped this up. Interesting playstyle. Okay. Finding melee with the Night Runners, trying to pull back potentially, but yeah, definitely got punished for moving into that melee fight there. The Skaven Slingers are going to want to try and find their mark onto the likes of the hill here, and maybe potentially move up. We're getting points activated now. Obviously, firing into zombies with the Skaven Slave Slingers is not bad at all. Definitely because obviously it's still a low, cheap and cheerful unit itself. Diapacks, obviously finding its mark over here. We don't really have many units that are trying to flank thus yet. Got a couple of units trying to move around the outside, Most Skaven builds are using the Warpstone Cup. It wasn't. It was there's too many Storm Vermins. It was similar, but there's too many Storm Vermin. Ikit's just going to get, it seems, what's Manfred taking here? Buhner and Spirit Leech. Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. I mean, Ikit has minimal healing, so it makes sense that would happen. The Mortis engine is going to try and find us. Wow, this is so insane. What's going on? Cavalry's trying to engage here, but there's just Rat Ogres around the outside, trying to protect them in this situation. Skeleton Warriors trying to push through. Some Vermin are trying to move forward as well. We've got the Vargeist trying to get into there as well. Not a decent fight for the Rat Ogres, but as time progresses, it may be a little bit easier. But definitely the Diapacks will absolutely start mulching them around. We've got a couple of units returning, and obviously the Halberds still around. Manfred is just sitting around, not really doing too much. You want to start seeing him cycle charge in here. Like, even in here, cycle charge here, get them routed, start moving up. But we'll have to wait and see where Manfred finds it. So he just drops a Spirit Leech once again on Ikaclaw. This is one of the situations when you've put a significant portion of cost into Legendary Lords like this, you want to get them in there, boys. You don't want to be making sure that they're, sitting pretty. Although, yes, Manfred looks awesome on that dragon. Just start throwing him into situations. Like, over here. The only thing that's scary is the Storm Vermin, and if you save up Winds of Magic, you can just chuck a Fate of Buhner on them and just start getting a little bit active. They don't have any forms of psychology as far as I'm aware, so you can just start dipping in and out, like dipping your toes in there, see what you can do. Even trying to find Ikaclaw, maybe an idea here, trying to move your units around in this Ikakor definitely doesn't want to be in a fight against Manfred. You know, this is kind of what he wants to see. Manfred on his dragon is an exceptionally potent fighter, so we'll have to wait and see how he does things. But Stormburn and Halberdier is doing a great job. Just trying to, you know, put pressure down here. It looks like the balance of power is being wrestled back a little bit from the Skaven, by the Skaven player here. But the thing that scares me the most is a friendly fire spell, it seems, there. I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's Ikeklaw's spell coming out and doing a ton of damage onto the Storm Vermin, so an interesting move there. Manfred's taking a lot of damage. I mean, if he can find scenarios where you get the Howling Gale and just absolutely start roasting him up, it's obviously very, very potent. He just start firing out some units to try and see if we can get into a situation where we can put pressure down. But I definitely think the Mortis Engine is going to be exceptionally difficult to try and keep... You know, there's very limited things that can deal with him now. And the Mortis Engine is doing a fantastic job of making sure not to find... You know, I'll tell no camera. The Mortis Engine is doing a great job of not committing to any fight that, you know, it is not significantly favored in, so I really respect that and like that. Ikeklaw, you know, just trying to find fights that are favorable here. You can see there's a couple of Night Runners still, you know, raring to go. Vargeist on this side have been Howling Galed, and as you can see, the Howling Warp Gale attaches to anything within that AoE. Ike's trying to get some pressure on tier. The second that we can get these guys crumbling, the better. Is that a zombie summon? And a zombie summon's gone down onto the Night Runners, although you can move away from this because it takes a little bit of time for them to actually activate their mass properly. The cap in the middle, massively in favor of the Skaven player, so this potentially could be something that massively determines the fight here. And we can see that the Manfred is just looping around, seeing what he can do. Going into Ikeklaw, once again, maybe get some Breath Attack in there. Yeah, Breath Attack goes down right on top of Ikeklaw. A ton of damage just befelled Ikeklaw, unfortunately. He's going to be very careful not to stick around this situation for too long. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, the point is being, unfortunately, wrestled away from the likes of Ikeklaw and the Skaven boys here. Terrorized away, and that is going to be a little bit tricky. Storm Vermin is just to try and move towards his Corpse Cart. I think the Corpse Cart has done a fantastic job of just being a bit of a sponge. If the Storm Vermins with Halberdiers can find their mark on targets that are very powerful, we're in a situation where we've now got basically 4 units of Storm Vermin running around the fight, running around this battlefield that are going to be exceptionally terrifying to deal with. Ikeklaw is going to be Spirit Leech to death. I think, you know, if this battle transpires for another couple minutes, then Ikeklaw is just doomed. Rat Ogres are coming to protect Ikeklaw, which is a great idea. They've countercharged that one. Ikeklaw's spells come down on some zombies. Interesting target selection again. Although I know that is the Brass Orb, so potentially, you know, it's one of the situations where if you have very limited targets, you might as well just throw it down somewhere. Balance of power is still relatively even. There's only 300 enemy troops on the likes of the Vampire Count player. The thing that scares me the most is very, very soon and very quickly, we're going to find ourselves in a situation where we have very limited balance of power on the victory location. You know, we're going to struggle to wrestle it away, right? And that's the thing that scares me the most. Unfortunately, the Flensing Rune has come down on the Mortis Engine. The Storm Vermins have said, you know, we're going to do a bit of a Hail Mary here to see if we can take this bad boy down. You know, obviously some terror riding going on the Storm Vermin. This is a bit of a scary situation, especially for the Storm Vermin. But they can hold true, hold fast, and sit and plant themselves onto this point, taking down everything they can. This may be a position where they can actually recover from it. You know, Ikeklaw is unfortunately routed, maybe recovering with only -3. Manfred may want to try and rout him off the battlefield, but at the same time, if he tries to rout him off the battlefield, the Mortis Engine is absolutely left alone. So I don't think that's the play. Leave Ikeklaw alone. It's not worth your attention right now. Massive cap agency towards the point for the Ikeklaw, and we're going to see if they can wrap around this Mortis Engine. You can see the damage is going to rapidly start stacking up, especially against Storm Vermin. Yeah, like we said, Manfred has just sort of been baited out with a Howling Warp Gale. Ikeklaw is running back into the fight to try and get that leadership, trying to get the pressure onto this likes of this Mortis Engine. Yeah, there's a little bit of an unfortunate situation that the Vampire Count player got a little bit baited in this situation. You know, Ikeklaw was not the threat at that current point. And, you know, unfortunately, the Mortis Engine has been completely left alone against heavily armor-piercing, bones versus large Storm Vermins there. And so, yeah, it's going to be very difficult to recover this Mortis Engine HP. You know, Invocation of Heck and things like that are coming down, but it really won't matter, especially while they're surrounded because of the significant amount of leadership debuffs that are going to happen, especially while being surrounded. Now the only thing that's left on the battlefield is Manfred himself, and there are very few targets that Manfred will be able to fight. You know, this is the reason why, you know, having to use the Invocation of the Heck also makes it so that Spirit Leech can't go down on Ikeklaw. So just little things like that massively make differences, and obviously another Howling Warp Gale has gone down, so the Storm Vermin is going to try and find their mark and just look and rush towards Manfred here. Another summon has come down, but this is another classic case of a situation where when you have spells and winds of magic available to you, you've got to weigh up the pros and the cons of casting that spell, right? The Invocation of the Heck is 7 winds of magic, whereas the Spirit Leech is 8. So you could have thrown down the Spirit Leech just to kill Ikiclaw, because the Mortis engine was dead no matter what, pretty much. But Ikiclaw is happily running very far away from that, and doing their best in this situation to keep a significant distance away from Manfred here. And we know as a fact that there's no way he could be able to cast the overcasted version of Spirit Leech to get the kill onto Ikiclaw, but even then, I don't believe it'll kill, but it'll definitely rout. And now we've got the capture point firmly into the control of the Skaven player once again. So we'll have to wait and see if there's much that can be done for Manfred here. I think there's a big, tall order and a very big task on Manfred's shoulder right now. So I'm not sure how he's going to be able to push through all these Storm Vermins. Honestly, the 4 Storm Vermin Halberds has really paid off here. You know, we traded a lot of the resources that weren't akin to the Storm Vermins. And as the time went on, you know, the anti-large or the large entities on the Vampire Count side has just significantly struggled. So yeah, saved up for another Spirit Leech, but like we said, I don't think it's going to kill. It depends on the RNG, honestly, but it's definitely going to be enough to rout. The killing will massively help, because obviously the leadership debuff, but yeah, it looks like if it ticked a little bit harder, it probably would have happened. But the Howling Wolf Gale went down, and you can see that, yeah, very few things for Manfred. In this scenario, when you've not got a mage, you're going to be forced to land the second this unit crumbles. So maybe summoning units is the way to keep you keep you in flight. But in this situation, I would much rather ensure that I can stack up my Winds of Magics by being inside of melee. This is the reasons why you often want to, in the early stages of the game, especially since Manfred didn't commit to any fights, you want to make sure that you're in there on units that are very, very weak. For example, zombies, skeletons, even Night Runners won't do much to you in melee, so you want to find your mark when it comes to targets like that to ensure that you're printing off infinite Winds of Magics. But unfortunately, Manfred kind of like hovered around trying to take the stance of the air and just try and loop into very bespoke targets. But unfortunately, the Skaven player did not leave too much open here. The chain ramp may be a potential, but I think it's just a case of there is no way of wrestling the control over, right? There's no way of wrestling the control of the tickets back over. No matter, even with the Terror Route scenario, I think he's going to struggle. So you can just see, if we fast forward a little bit, it's going to be into the side of the Skaven player. So Skaven are a terrifying faction to fight against, but yeah, Manfred just, like I said, I'm not the best count player, but I definitely think, if you bring in Manfred as a victory condition, you need to make sure that you're taking advantage of the fact that he can print Winds of Magic off, right? So you can see here, like, zombies, you can chuck your, excuse me, other way around, apologies. You can chuck yourself into the Skaven Slave Slingers as long as there's not Rat Ogres there. You can chuck yourself in the Clan Rats, because obviously you do have enough armor to sustain that. But anytime you can find yourself a target where you can do a lot of damage, obviously thumbs up all the time for that one. But yeah, GG's to that one. Let's have a look at the rankings and the scoreboards. Okay, so it looks like we can advance the top 4 now. Come on, be top 4, Battlesey. Come on. Come on, be top 4. Have a look at the brackets. Wait, am I top 4? Wait, where's the top 4? I've just clicked advanced top 4. Where's the bracket? Does it make another tournament? Go to sign-ups. Oh yeah, there's another one. Oh my god, I'm in top 4, boys! Sheesh, okay. There's another one. Why has it created another, yeah, it's created another tournament for some reason. Okay, I'll take that. So, Nalish is who I'm against. I don't know why, I guess between you and me, Scarbrand, it put me in front. Oh. Okay. Boys, we're in the top 4, lads. We're in the top 4. Alright, let's have a look. Yeah, I think potentially it must have just given me a little bit more points for the wins or something, or the players I went against. Probably because of the opponent points, not really sure what that means. Yeah, I guess it depends on what they did or have done in previous tournaments, maybe. I'm not sure how that weights it out. But your boys against Nalish. And we've got Suave and Salinator fighting against each other. Salinator, good luck, buddy. Against Suave. Beastman is a interesting beast. Yeah, I didn't realize it made another bracket. I hope I did it. I hope I clicked the right button. I hope I clicked the right buttons. Ah, man. I'm pretty happy with that, lads. Top 4. I'm pretty happy with that. If I get my rematch against Suave, I know what to do. Your boy knows what to do. Alright. Let's have a look. So we're waiting on Peg for Mercy, yeah. Maybe so. Right. Who does Nalish play? Is Nalish the Skaven player? Yeah, Nalish is the Skaven player. Oh man, Skaven players. What do you even do against Skaven? So we're going with Pillar of the Bone. Pillar of Bone. And we're waiting to get Nalish in here. I mean, that traditional build is so... Like, the traditional one that we saw is so strong. Get beat up, yes, yes. No. Not get beat up, yes, yes. Alright, who should we represent this time? Let me just put it into thingy. We go bracket, so Salinator plus... Okay. I'm just waiting on Nalish to jump in. Okay. Who should we represent? Do we represent Ungrim? Do we represent Ungrim now? I hope I didn't mess anything up. Oh, it is opponent strength score. Yeah, it is opponent strength score. That's how it does. Yeah, I'm kind of scared of Suave. Like, he seems such a good player. Oh, he's played against Iskander. Oh, Salinator apparently took down. Suave. I'm just waiting on Nalish. He's on my way. No worries, buddy. Mate, I'm pretty pleased with that. Getting top 4, lads. I mean, how many did we have to begin with? How many was it? It was like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 players. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, you boys come to play. You boys come to play. I don't think it's just making sure. Just asking if he's Borgash. Oh my goodness, Skaven. I mean, we kind of know what the traditional build of Skaven is. Insanely cheap and cheerful when it comes to the units there. I'm just afraid that, you know, with the tradition, like, the counters I can build will struggle against the amount of chaff he has. And the Howling Warp Gales are going to be brutal. What's this map like? I need to remember. They're relatively open. Relatively open. Alright, okay. I'm just asking Nalish if he's Borgash. I'm pretty sure they will be. Let's go ahead and throw up the wonderful, daunting image of me. This is the image we use for stream snipers. We're trying to sneak stream snipers when we're doing a tournament. Rightio. I mean, we know what the usual army is. So then what does that mean for us? Is a great question. It is a great, great question. Okay. I'm just asking Nalnish, excuse me, that this is him. Okay. Right, let's get so this is the semi-finals. Let's try and get to the finals, boys. It's a best of one, so gonna have to lock it in. Best of one means I need to lock it in, lads. Should I or not stop playing AC Valhalla and start a Skaven campaign? Yes, yes. Is that like a double negative so it doesn't mean it means no? Or double positive? Honestly, it's been a long time since I was at school. What are we building today, lads? What are we building? Right. Okay. How am I going to do this? Do rat ogres have terror? They don't, do they? I'm pretty sure rat ogres don't have terror. If I'm not mistaken, I'm almost certain they don't have terror. I feel like Gyrocops is just so goddamn good, it's going to be hard not to pick them. Hey, Schutz. I'm not good against Skaven, I really am not. I'm not confident at all, lads. I just don't know what, I don't know what's a good idea here. He's ready. Right, let's just think about it. Let's think about it, make sure we're not cooking too hard. We're in the top 4. We're in the top 4 and we've got to lock it in. It's just such a classico that he's going to go with Cleansing Rune, so I can't really blob too much. Like, going for a cheeky little blob stack would be so tasty, but I just think I get so screwed over if I do. Just have to. I have to think about what counters can I. What if I'm fighting stuff? What can I? What's actually countering him? Something like this might be tasty. Because then it means... is it? I'll drop that down. Bring that instead. Hey, yeah, sorry. I'm having to cover what I'm building. Lamau. Really? Do I think this is better? Sorry, Borgash. Yes, yes, yes. Yep. 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 Yep, yep, yep. Okay, I'm ready. Especially on Pillar Bone, I think this is the right play. The best of one. Lock it in. Good luck to you, bud. Nalish, good luck to you, matey. Okay, let's see if I've built correctly here. Also, shout out to Holy for sponsoring the stream as well. Guys, if you want a delicious beverage, Holy's a super cheap alternative to energy drinks and whatnot. You can get the energy range, hydration range, iced tea range. Just in general, it is what's fueling me today, and it's delicious. So check out the description, or !mark Holy. Use code Battlesey for 10% off. Battlesey 5, £5 off. And it ships everywhere as well. Jesus, 2,000! Yeah, I think it's just traditional El Clasico army, I think. Absolutely El Clasico. I'm a little bit afraid that I went with an inappropriate army for the situation. Have to wait and see. I mean, the cannon's purely kind of like a fake pressure, but we'll see. My entire thing is I want to make sure that I'm moving together as a squad. And the cannon can ensure that I can get the level of pressure down that I need. So everything but the cannon is going to need to move up a little bit. I mean, we can kind of like play a little bit slower. Yeah, El Clasico it seems like. Yeah, El Clasico build it looks like. These are Skaven slave spears. Roger that one. I mean, my heroes don't mind at all getting to the point. Let's make sure we're playing towards this. I mean, I can get volleys off of the front line. I don't mind at all. Might as well get them routed away. Okay, interesting. Death Runners over that side. Wait, what's hitting me? Oh, do they have the Giselles? It's the Giselles, isn't it? Yeah, but there's pesky Giselles that I don't know where are. Yeah, really nice move by my opponent here. I just don't know where these boys are. Warp lightning. Devastating. Yeah, very terrifying. I completely forgot this is what he could do. Make sure I'm doing that. Yeah, I legitimately 100% completely forgot this is what they could bring. I mean, we got some decent engage on some of them. So I'm not too devastated on some fronts. Getting decent shots down onto these guys at least. Looks like they're dragged through a wee bit here. Just trying to pull down Snitch into the situation we want. Really nice cycle charge by my opposition here. These Death Runners, can we try and find an angle here? Yeah, really nice build by my opponent here. I just completely forgot about Death Runners. Yeah, really, really good play. Super smart execution from this side. Sort of getting outplayed on every front. There's not a lot of fights that I can look for. Try and get the slows on here, but we'll see what we can do. Now we see where the gut runners are. The Warlock Jezzails, I probably should have just ran through. So just said screw it and ran through, but I just wasn't paying attention to everything. It required for me to keep control of everything on the battlefield at once. Which in actual fact I did not. Yeah, the Doom Flayers were incredibly good. Yeah, smart play. Yeah, I got completely, absolutely decimated. Just every single response from the opponent there. It's like, in hindsight, the way I'm looking at my build, it's just utterly trash, isn't it? Yeah, it's super good answers to everything. Like, I was thinking to myself in my head, it's like, oh, they've got this as an answer. Or they can use these units, and it's like, they literally didn't bring any of them. So it's like, well, okay then. It's like, alrighty then. Tons of Death Runners. Really, really wide build. Just smart play all around. Yeah, GG's. GG's by Borgash, well done, matey. I'll take it. Top 4. We take those. Top 4. Not too bad, eh? Not too bad. We're learning that. I mean, it's just such a smart build. Really good build there. I can see why the Doomflayers are mainly banned. Yeah, just the way I look at that build, though, I just got outplayed like crazy. I should have gone so wide. Yeah, it's true. Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, I should have had one Jarrah to scout. The cannon should have been a gyrocopter. Yeah, the gyrocopter should definitely have been... I should have had a gyrocopter to realize what he was doing, but what's my Longbeards doing, actually? In what universe will Longbeards be useful here? Yeah, that was tough. I mean, just so much more units than I do. So many more units. An army of 20 versus an army of, what is this, 14? Yeah, really nice play. A lot of Death Runners. It was, what was it, 5 Death Runners? Just, yeah, came out of nowhere. Snuck up on me. GG's to you, buddy. Right, so that's the semi-finalists. I am barring out gracefully in the semi-finals. We're going to get a Skaven player going into the finals here. Well done, fella. Thank you, Schutz. I appreciate you, bud. Right, bracket. So Nalish has got himself into the finals. We did our best day, boys. We got to the semi-finals. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, really smart play. Yeah, I can't fault my opponent at all there. Cannot fault my opponent there. Played so well. Oh, so Stalinator has just finished the semi-finals, it looks like. Wait, Stalinator and Swarf have just finished fighting. VC and BM. Let me just watch this really quickly, just so we can catch up on the game. Let's go to replays. Let's catch up really quickly. Right. Wow, RR variant of this. Wow. Okay, Salinator's coming in with the... Yeah, this is a very similar build to for their first game, apart from with Blood Knights, so a little bit more of a... I mean, the hunger on these guys is really nice. Definitely print off value, so let's have a look. So, Oh, interesting gun with the deployment of very front heavy. Or excuse me, like the long variant of it, so they could sponge any range damage better. The Dire Wolves, Skeleton Spearmen, we've got the likes of the Crypt Horrors, also the Mortis Engine RR, Double Blood Knights like we saw, the Vargeists. Blood Dragon Vampire Lord is really nice because they have the Sword of the Anti-Heroes and just so much amplification of damage they have available to them. Going with just a Raised Dead and Invocation of the Hex, so that makes sense, just in case that they need to put that pressure down and put summons down on the Centaurs, put a bit of mass. So we've got Centaurs, and then, well, I mean, we've got a ton of Centaurs, some of them throwing axes, and we've got the Behemoth Gorgon and also the RR Jabberslythe. Nice AoE with a Vortex spell that can really do a lot of hurt on the Graveguards, but no Graveguards coming in. So obviously Malagor is so cost effective, especially with just coming in with the Flock of Doom. As we know, yeah, really nice understanding that let me go as long as possible on my zombies to sponge as much damage as possible. Fantastic usage there. I mean, the Centaurs I would imagine would lose to the Dire Packs in an isolation. But you can see the RRRs are now running straight into the battlefield. The Jabberslythe is getting in there, jumping themselves in, getting nice and hot and heavy. Getting the Searing Bile Blood raring to go. As you can see, it's a Vortex spell, and it engages in melee, and it can just be consistently thrown down like this, just to kill and clear a lot of chaff. So a lot of damage going out of there. So the Blood Knights trying to do their best to try and activate themselves onto these Centaurs. You can see that already these Centaur Great Weapons have taken a considerable amount of damage. Blood Knights are trying to cycle back around towards the main positioning of the fight here. You can see a Flock of Doom coming down to make sure that the counter pressure is real. The Blood Knights are trying to take a lot of damage at this point. Maybe Invocation of Hex to keep them healthy, and exactly that has just happened. We can see that a lot of things are going down. Someone coming down to try and protect and stop the Centaur throwing X on the side from throwing in and doing a lot of damage. Crypt Horrors have come in as well as a summon. It isn't a summon at all. You can see that the Gorgon is doing exactly what you'd expect of the Gorgon, going straight for these corpse carts, but the Blood Knight is actually doing a ton of damage. Maybe chuck the Skeleton Spear there to get a lot of mass in there. One of the Blood Knights has already fallen, unfortunately. Still, balance of power is exceptionally even. Centaurs are coming in for counter charge on the Vargeist to protect the throwing axes, trying to get some damage out there. But the Gorgon, I don't think, wants this. I actually don't think the Gorgon wants this, but you'd obviously want to see the Blood Knights try and cycle charge, especially since they are shock cavalry. Tons of charge bonus there. Flock of Doom coming out, but it doesn't really matter because I think the Mortis Engine is going to be healing up the majority of that damage coming out. There's no real answer. The only real answer that they have for the likes of the Blood Dragon Lord is the Gorgon, but unfortunately that is currently getting battered by the likes of these Blood Knights. You know, Gorgons are not known for their infantry, or excuse me, their cavalry killing within isolation, especially with all the entities surrounding. And this is the exact perfect charge that the Blood Knight's going to want to look for. It's now charging into the Blood Knights. The Blood Dragon here you can see, but the Blood Knights are just already raring to go in that situation, raring to fight. And if we can get any kind of healing from the Mortis Engine moving over, getting these guys nice and healthy, especially with the Corpse Cart coming over, just trying to keep sustainability, especially with the bigger Mortis with the insane stat line boosts. We can see a big AoE heal, I believe, went out, just try and keep all these guys healthy. Blood Knights are trying to cycle charge, especially since there's a lot of threats that are on the outside, which makes perfect sense. Really good charge, knowing that in this situation... Ooh, but then again, you know, you're leaving your Blood Dragon Vampire Lord. You want to make sure he's out there and not isolated within the Jabberslythe and the Gorgon, because that is just insanely terrifying, if I'm honest. But we'll see. The Corpse Cart is now getting perished by the likes of Malagor, but the Mortis Engine is just absolutely printing off value. Not giving a damn. This is a really, really, really nice usage of this one. 1,000 of gold value on the Dragon Lord. Normally you see a lot more than that, if I'm honest, but we'll see. Blood Knights going to cycle charge to throwing axes as soon as possible here. The Jabberslythe, yeah, definitely taking the L a bit here. Now in a situation where is that a Flock of Doom coming out or an AoE heal coming out? AoE heal indeed come out because you can see it's the upgraded variant of it. Just trying to brawl against this these Gorgon and Jabberslythe. Jabberslythe seems to be a little bit on the outskirts, which makes sense, I suppose, but a lot of high priority targets got a good chunk of healing there. The Mortis Engine is now printing off a lot of value, kind of counteracting the healing that the Gorgon is doing. But that's, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world, especially since the Mortis Engine is finding itself its new, a new way to sit up and bunker up. Obviously, the capture point is on the side of the likes of the Beastmen, so maybe that will become a bit of a problem if this one goes long. But the Blood Dragon does not want to be anywhere near this Gorgon, because the Gorgon will eat you for absolute breakfast, especially with the Mortis Engine, but they're seemingly protecting the Mortis Engine well. Throwing axes coming onto the Mortis Engine, but I don't think it's too much of a problem, especially with only 3 volleys remaining. Crypt Horrors is doing a really good job of dealing with the likes of the Jabberslythe. One of the things about the Jabberslythe is that the the AoE damage that the Mortis Engine, the Vortex that this Jabba Scythe is doing is going to be really insignificant against the Crypt Horrors because of the regeneration and everything that they've got available to them. Terror outcoming on the Ungor Raiders, especially is due to the fact that the Primal Fury has been kicked off. Anytime you're below 50% leadership, all the terror routing is coming in thick and fast, which is kind of scary for the Beastmen player, because in the situation where it's just single entities, I do believe that the Vampire player will have this one, especially because the Blood Knights can kind of like cycle charge around the outside, and then just try and get topped up as much as possible here. You can see that the Gorgon is now trying to find its mark onto the likes of the Mortis Engine, but not to no avail, really. The Blood Dragon Vampire Lord is back in action, potentially just routing off one of the Centaurs. And you can see that the Mortis Engine is still nice and healthy, still happy to be here. Printing off value once again. You can see a ton of damage just came into Malagor there. Archeo out of nowhere. Maybe the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord is going to be a little bit hesitant to land, but you can see that the Mortis Engine is taking a lot of damage now. The RR zombies and the zombie summons around, but the Blood Knight's trying to find its mark, especially utilizing Hungering a bit here. We can see Invocation of the Heck is coming to the Lord, but we'll have to wait and see how that transpires, because this Lord needs to find its hits on that Gorgon. The Mortis Engine is almost dead, but Malagor, goodbye, mate. Get on your butts. Get out of this fight. Blood Knight's trying to run into this fight once again. Flock of Doom coming out to counteract the Mortis Engine healing. But this is all on the Gorgon right here. If this Gorgon can't find its mark on a multiple priority targets, Mortis Engine, Blood Knights, and the Blood Dragon Lord, we're going to be in a little bit of a scary scenario, because this is just... It is all on the Gorgon right now. We've got the Helm of Discord reducing melee stat line, and it's obviously going to be terror-routed now, so we managed to find the Blood Dragon hits onto it, which is huge for the Vampire Counts player. Jabba Scythe is taking a ton of damage as well. We'll have to wait and see how that goes, but we've got now Skeleton Spearmen coming to protect. The Mortis Engine, in actual fact, is being healed up by the Invocation of Heck, even though it's crumbling right now, trying to find itself and, get out of the threshold of being terror-routed here. Excuse me, crumbling. You can see the Jabba Scythe is trying to pressurize, but to no avail. It seems that the pressure is a little too late on that one. Malagar throwing out the Flock of Doom, but the Mortis Engine just came in clutch, honestly. Mortis Engine just came in clutch there. Wow, well played. Really good fight, that. Suave went 3-0, and then unfortunately took the L in the semi-finals, but played exceptionally well. Absolutely kicked my butt anyway. Gorgon did a really, really nice gold value, but I feel like one of the Blood Knights... Yeah, 3k value. My god. One of the Blood Knights came in clutch. 2.4k on the Blood Dragon. And then Salinator has been a wholesome hunk and has created a lobby for us. I think I can probably find it. Do I breathe? Nope. If it's Conquest, it might be the one. What's the final map that I put down? It's Prague, so it's probably that one. Conquest, Prague, Spectate, 1, 2, 3. So we've got a Skaven versus Vampire Counts matchup. This is going to be interesting. Got the impression Beastmen is disfavored in the matchup. Yeah, I definitely would say so. I feel like it's one of those things where Beastmen have the opportunities to just really... Oh, shoot. I have... Hopefully, Salinator didn't see that, because it just brings me into there straight away. But Salinator is readied up, so if he unreadies up, we'll know something suspicious is going on. Oh my goodness, I just shook my water all over me. Absolutely fumbling at the end here, boys. Absolute fumble. Right. Well, I guess I don't need the blocker when I'm on this point. So, guys, get hyped. Get hyped. This is the finals of the matchups. The finals versus Borgash on Skaven versus Salinator on the Vampire Counts. We'll have to wait and see what the Skaven player cooks up here. Against the likes of the Vampire Counts. I feel like it's going to be an interesting matchup, especially since both of these guys have so much opportunities here. So many opportunities to do a lot of damage. So I'll have to wait and see. But yeah. We will have to wait and see. They'll give us a new VC DLC. Yeah, me too, man. A Vampire Counts DLC would go hard. Although seeing Vampirates would be cool as well, though, no? Getting some cheeky Vampirates in here would be pretty dope, too. Yeah, honestly, my build at the end was trash. I honestly feel like if I played... Yeah, Beastmen are strong, man. It was a tough matchup. But like I said, you know... Oh, here we go, the players are ready. The players are ready! So let's have a look at what these Skaven players brought. Oh, wow. Yeah, very, very similar build. Wait, isn't that the exact same build? That's the exact same build, is it not? I mean, the thing is, right? Nalnish has actually fought against a Vampire Count player to get to where he is today in the finals, boys. This is the finals of the tournament, single faction, the very first single faction tournament ever done by your boy, yours truly, Battlesey. But very excited to see how this transpires. I think in this situation we've got, obviously, Manfred is Pestilence Breath, Gaze in a Gash. A reasonable amount of spells, actually. Okay, interesting. Quite a few spells coming out, but let's go ahead and just cover the Black Knights. Then we've got the Black Knights, Lance and Barding. So it's a 3-play Lance and Barding, so the Shock Cavalry and then the normal traditional Cavalry on the Black Knights. We've got these Skeleton Warriors, quite a few Skeleton Warriors alongside the Mortis Engine and the Crypt Horrors. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. A ton of Zombies, which is an El Clasico. I feel like both these players are playing Comfort here. I guess whenever these boys are ready, they can throw hands against one another, because this is what an army we've casted before on today's stream. This is the quadruple Stormvermin, and I believe quadruple, 5 Skaven Slave Slingers, alongside the quadruple Night Runner. No Skaven Slaves this time, but gone with a little bit more of a heavy emphasis of that one. Hey, Pope, what's up, dude? Yeah, whenever these guys are ready, let's see what happens here. But yeah, triple Rat Ogres, a very common tech when it comes to that. But we'll have to wait and see how Manfred can find a mark, because I mean, Manfred doesn't have a crazy amount of armor in fairness, so he's susceptible to being shot at. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But we do have who has dodge? Oh, these guys have dodge. This highly dexterous unit dodges blades and missiles with ease when facing a magical weapons, however. Huh. Does that mean Night Runners can literally just avoid all ranged? I thought it was Dwarves versus Orcs. No, Madman, unfortunately, in the entirety of the tournament, I was playing Dwarves and I just lost. Your boy just lost. I got into the semi-finals, and this is now the finals, so unfortunately, I wasn't able to carry all my way towards the finals with the Dowie. But yeah, some good games on list. Oh my god, that is disgusting amounts of damage coming out the Gaze of Nagash. Especially with the elevation, a ton of damage coming out. The Clan Rats are trying to secure the middle point alongside a lot of the chaff of the vampires. But we'll have to wait and see what the Night Runners do to recover from that situation. It definitely does seem that Borgash is not afraid to kind of like sit back a little bit and let himself get a little bit battered. I would kind of pull the trigger on this one as soon as possible. If you see this situation, then again, you don't know what else is here. But yeah, like I said, you know, Borgash is not afraid to try and look for these skirmishes. You know, you don't have any poison, but the double situation of units coming back to cover this one, Stormvermins and the Rat Ogres, have enough mass to keep these guys absolutely battered. Really nice charging, and a very synchronized charge, especially when it comes to utilizing these resources on the Vampire Count side. Rat Ogres are kind of like hovering around here. It looks like the Black Knights are actually going in for the engagement while there is a Stormvermin kind of around the situation. Trading is relatively even-ish, but Ikakor is now trying to find his mark. I mean, it's interesting that, you know, Manfred's not trying to find any fights here. Like, here would be something that I would probably potentially look for. And obviously the Stormvermin could come for the charge as well, but has he got the weapon? Yeah, he does have the weapon, so he's not trying to print off Winds of Magic. He's just trying to get as much damage as possible down here, come in with a summon, throwing himself into the battle where possible. And we can see that, I'll take my camera off since I'm not playing. We can see that the Stormvermin Slingers are just trying to throw as much deeps as possible into the likes of the Mortis Engine. Potentially Ikakor may be able to charge this one and just keep it away from the inventory and keep it away from the blobs, but you can see 0 gold value thus far. I mean, a little bit of damage coming out there. We do have the Flensing Rune, so anything like that. And if the Mortis Engine gets a little bit more cheeky, we can definitely expect a little bit more damage coming out. But, I mean, that's not a fight you necessarily want to take as the Mortis Engine, and Ikakor is definitely happy to be there. A little bit of lag, it seems, but nothing too detrimental. 500 gold value already on a Manfred here, but you can see that we've got a lot of the units on this side kind of crumbling from the vampire side of things. But we'll have to wait and see how this goes, as we've got, you know, the likes of these storm vermins attached and attacking zombies, which are summoned in, so just not adding a lot of value right now. Gaze of Nagash coming in and doing a juicy amount of damage, but now we're in a situation where the vampire player is going to start struggling, especially since Claw can find his mark on some of these spells and the damage that he's got available to him. Is that the, oh my goodness, yeah, Flensing Rune upgraded, minus armor, tons of damage, very terrifying situation. And Manfred's flying into this, taking and tanking the full Flensing Rune. Not the most, ideal situation, I would say, for Manfred, and especially with the Skaven Slave Slingers. They will do a lot of damage against Crypt Horrors alike and Manfred. You know, they don't have a lot of armor right now, so even Skaven Slave Slingers can find themselves a situation where they're doing a ton of damage, which is very scary. It's a very scary situation to be in for if you're the vampire player, because Skaven are really, really quickly finding themselves ahead in the balance of power, but we all know that doesn't necessarily mean the entirety of it, because obviously in this situation, healing is a huge thing for the vampires, and that's not being accounted for from the damage perspective, and that's the reason why we're still dead even in the balance of power. If we go around over here, we can see that the dire wolves are now doing a good job of like making sure that units that are routing are off the battlefield, and they don't have to worry about them. But we can see the Black Knights are crumbling, as there's a ton of units here of power. Like, we're getting into a very similar situation. It seems that, you know, Borgash knows exactly what to do in this scenario, where it's like, do you know what? I know if this game goes late-ish, I can just use my Storm Vermins and kind of roll over anything of note on your army. And it seems that that is exactly what's kind of happening. A very, you know, firm charge coming into the Skaven Slave Slingers, but you've got to keep in mind, Skaven Slave Slingers are really cheap. Rauk is definitely susceptible to the die packs, but let's wait and see how they perform. Skaven Slave Slingers may be caught up in this action, but it looks like they're just sending the die pucks into there, but we'll see how that goes. Mortis Engines, we can already see the healing cap of the Mortis Engine, which is kind of crazy. A ton of really high tier units on this side. Zombies just kind of chilling around the outside. The Black Knights have now kind of successfully routed off these Night Runners, so definitely can try and find themselves back in the fight. Manfred's doing a good job of putting himself in melee situations where he can start printing off Winds Magic, which is exactly what you want to do. We can see that, yeah, I mean, it's just an interesting one where there's just such cheap units that you don't necessarily care about too much. But another Flensing Rune coming down. It's not the upgraded version of it, but it still reduces the armor, and it just means that it's just a little bit reduced time frame on it. Claw is trying to come around and see what he can do, but we can now get the double terror situation. That is not a good situation for these Storm Vermins. These are relatively healthy Storm Vermins taking a lot of damage, and these spells are just being out-healed currently. The balance of power is kind of creeping towards the vampire player, but we'll have to wait and see what happens in the next couple of minutes here, because of the fact that a lot of pressure is coming down onto the vampire player, and they're trying to blob up, but a lot of the units just don't have the leadership to stay in these situations. We can now see that the Storm Vermins are all flanking in and moving in. Do we have another Flensing Rune is the question that I'm thinking to myself. Because if we are blobbing like this, we need a Flensing Rune to keep us up and keep us, keep us fighting here. The Mortis Engine is trying to reposition, get out of the blob fight, because he knows the fact that if the Storm Vermin are around, you know, this is no bueno for me, so let's get out of there. Maybe Claw can try and cycle in the back of it, just to try and keep the pressure up there. Doing a good job of making sure to rout the Storm Vermin where possible. Manfred does not want to be in this fight, but it definitely wants to start printing off Winds of Magic, and there's a lot of Skaven Slave Slingers that have just recovered back into the fight. Probably a very nice target for Manfred to try and identify and look towards. But we can now see that this is the exact same thing that happened in the other one. The Mortis Engine, ladies and gentlemen, is now completely surrounded, and there is no real things that are there to protect them. Zombies and Crypt Horrors alike aren't going to do an insane amount. The Breath Attack, okay-ish, coming doing a reasonable chunk of damage to the Storm Vermin, but looks like no pressure or no Aegis on the Skaven Slave Slingers, which I agree with. Manfred's now trying to do as much pressure as possible. Obviously, we have terror on the likes of the Mortis Engine and terror on the likes of Manfred, so we'll have to see who terrors who. But this is a situation where the Storm Vermin just have to hold the line. If the Storm Vermin hold the line here, this will be very, very, very good for the Skaven player here. Another Flensing Rune coming down. That's beautiful. making sure the healing that's coming down is just being completely countered, and all the units that are around here are now unfortunately taking a considerable chunk of damage. The regeneration is just not enough for the power of Cleansing Rune. This Mortar engine is not long for this world, and it's probably going to crumble out of existence, and you can see that Manfred as well is taking a ton of damage. This is a huge, huge swing into the Skaven player, going into exactly what they were looking for. The only thing that worries me now is that there's still a lot of pressure down. Ichor is taken and routed, especially with the Spirit Leech. Now, the insane terror on the Stormburner has happened. We have such few resources that are available to fight here. This is just this Storm Vermin. Keep in mind, when it's the white flag of the rout, that means there's only 3 available, but there's so many. There's a couple cavalry units that are lying in prey, especially like these guys, raring to go, especially around here as well. A lot of cavalry units raring to go to try and make sure that these routing units are indeed routed. The Rat Ogres are trying to get themselves into Manfred just to stop Manfred from trying to like identify Stormbombs like this and identify any units that are currently routing. We can see the Crypt Horrors are healing up nicely, which is good to see. The Stormbombman has wrestled the point, so keep in mind, this is going to be a points game. Are they going to have the capture weight on the floor to push these Stormbombans away? Is going to be such an interesting situation. If the answer's no, then obviously it's going to be Skaven favoured because of the fact that they have held the point for as long as they have. And we'll just have to wait and see how much that matters. Another Spirit Leech has come on to Ichor. It's just finished. We'll see if Ichor can sustain his leadership. If not, we'll be in a little bit of trouble, as a Cleansing Rune here would definitely seal the fate of the Vampire player, especially with the minimalistic of units that are still available on the battlefield. A couple of units that are still around the outside, but we'll have to wait and see if we can throw them back into the fight. The amount of capture weight that is left on the side of the Vampire player is so unbelievably minimal. This is the scary thing. You do not want to make sure that you're around routing units. So anytime there's a routing unit, Ichor may have an opportunity or may have a chance to route on the battlefield. So you've got to be so careful when you're moving and positioning them around here. So we've got these guys have a very massive tall order on them. They're going to have to do so much work regarding any routing unit here. It's not worth trying to go into here. Just try and sit yourself firmly on that point. Manfred may be a bit of a nuisance, but the next Spirit Leech coming down on Ichor is going to be definitely the death sentence. And we can just see that the Spirit Leech has come down. That is Ichor off the battlefield. No more Cleansing Runes are going to come for us. So we're going to have to wait and see how we can translate these Storm Vermins in this situation, because I am quite scared, if I'm honest. We'll have to wait and see what happens regarding the Crypt Horrors. We'll have to wait and see if the Storm Vermins can sit themselves and plant themselves on this point and get this capture weight going again. This is going to be a situation, if the Storm Vermin terror routes, we are in so much trouble. If not, if the Storm Vermins, the Ratties, yes, rise up from the underground. Rise up, Ratties, and see if you can take down the Manfred on his dragon here. We need to make sure we're not terror routing and holding the line as long as possible. Otherwise, this is just absolutely doomed. Manfred is doing a fantastic job. They're now getting countercharged. There's no way in hell they still have leadership. They still have leadership, lads. Oh my goodness. We've now got a unit firmly on the point as well. This is going to get really close. This is going to be a case of if the attrition war is real. Crypt Horrors are now routing and crumbling. Wait. Oh my god. Every unit routed. Every single unit routed. Oh my god. Every single unit just routed. So Sailing United just won. Holy. Oh my god. I think every single unit just routed off a battlefield, and that is the reason why Sailing just won. Wow. Holy moly. Okay. Best of 3. Now it's a best of 1. Wow. Wow. What a game there. That was so well played. Yeah, definitely making sure that the resources available to them was just held on. I mean, it's one of those things where a couple of really unfortunate trades happen on Wargrash's side, and then obviously, so they need to manage to find the punishing situations, but yeah, some of the Night Runners definitely did not look to get their mark there, but yeah, fantastic usage all around. A terror route? Yes, everything was terror routed. So the units that were remaining, basically what happened was when one unit routes, it means that there's a leadership debuff to other units around them, right? And that made it so everything routed because of it. And thank you for the follow, guys. Wow, what a fight. What an absolute banger. Yeah, that was really good fun to watch. Really good game. I mean, this is such a traditional Skaven build. This is very meta. Yeah, but the routing that went on in the end was just crazy. GG's, man. Holy moly. What a pleasure. Okay. So that means Salinator is the champion of the tournament. Good on him. Let me just make sure to correctly report the scores. Wait, how do I report scores? Let me just make sure to report the scores here. Can I, hold on. So now let's go to the finals. I just need to make sure to finish this. What happens if you drop? I'll have to figure out how to do this. Yeah, I will sort that out. I'll speak to an actual, like an admin of the website as well to make sure I'm not doing it wrong. Yeah, guys. Sorry, it was a little bit dicey at the very beginning. We tried to figure out how to sort that one out, but yeah, boys, thank you for watching. You guys are amazing. Hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, had a little bit of a technical difficulties and a little bit of issues at the very beginning, but we sorted it out. We figured it out, didn't we, boys? We figured it out. Right. Yeah, well done, everybody. Well done, everyone. Well done. Right, lads, I am going to go rest my voice. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, evening, nights, wherever you may be within the world. GG's to all the players. I hope each and every one of you wholesome hunks has an amazing rest of your morning, evening, nights, wherever you are. GG's to all players. GG's. Your boy got to the semi-finals. We take those. Look for your boy in more tournaments. We're going to be doing another tournament fairly soon. Yeah, that was good fun. I'm very, very pleased with myself that I managed to get into the semi-finals there. But yeah. GG's, boys. Have a good one. And I will catch you tomorrow for some more juicy Total War action. Goodbye, boys.